here, but we gonna take time.
Hi.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Everybody. Hello. Welcome to another episode of the Sunday Show. And just to remind everybody, well, first of all, Kalia, can you hear me? Thank you. So, just to remind everybody, there are. Hold on a second, guys. There are 150 days until the NFL season starts. Y'all know this podcast. No, this podcast is this podcast takes me from the end of the Super Bowl, the week after is when I start, and I go all the way up until the NFL season starts. I've done it for 2 years, and I count it down. So 150 days until you won't see me until February. But anyway, 150 days to go, and the draft is the 23rd. The draft is in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, and I will be doing a special show. Draft day. Yes, I'm doing a special draft show. So, before we get started, let's get some bills paid. First of all, hit that subscribe button, smash it, obliterate it, destroy it. I'm up to 411 or 412. The goal is 500. So, help me to get to 500. Subscribing is literally free, doesn't cost you a penny. And also hit the notification button to know when I'm going live. You can always support me on Patreon. Patreon support starts at $2. I desperately need some lights so I can do much better. Your $2 a month contribution helps me to do that. Um, of course, you can contribute to my GoFundMe campaign. I've had some expenses come up that I cannot bear. I'm trying to raise $2,500. Any level of contribution is appreciated. And finally, I'm going to talk about this in a little bit. Join us for the after party. So remember, the Tracy Show is moving to 8 o'clock on Thursdays in May. We're moving to 8 o'clock Thursdays in May. So the third Thursday, we will have a topic. And that topic for the month of May, June, July, probably for a long time will be, and this is in terms of presidential candidates only, should the third parties rally around one candidate or keep running the way that they are? That will be the discussion. And I think it's going to be really an interesting one. So sign up for it, and I'll send you the Zoom link. Leah, how are you doing?
I am fine. I just finished my show, hop right on over here, and it's a day. It's a day, I guess. How
Yeah,
about
I
you?
never forgot. I'm like, oh, she does. I gotta remember that you do a show on Sunday. But I appreciate you being here because we're gonna have a fun, serious show. It's gonna be serious, but I want to play a game where it's either or. You can't
Okay.
say no, I won't pick either. You got to pick one or the other. But before we get to the fun part of the show, I definitely want to talk about the California governor's race because I just learned some stuff today that my sister told me. And I'm like, say the bleep what? I didn't know. I don't live in California, so I wasn't paying no attention to it. I also want to talk about the Iran war, and I'm still trying to figure out what the heck did Iran do to us. They was minding their business. We should have just minded our own. Um, and I got some questions about Trump's capacities. I went to church today, so I'm trying to be as nice as I can.
That was
Um,
great. That was great. I'm gonna say that was great.
I'm trying to be nice because I went to church and I want to just wipe all that clean. I just want, keeping that good feeling in the spirit and getting the
Mm,
word and just continue. So I'm trying to be as nice as I can because I want to say something else. Trust and believe. Um, and I want to talk about voters and their responsibility in sending out. And I think we're going to talk about this one first. So I'm going to talk about the voters. Why do voters keep sending back someone such as Chuck Grassley? Now, I want you to keep this in mind. Chuck Grassley is a senator from the state of Iowa. Chuck Grassley has been in office since I was 7. I want you all to hear that again. This man has been in office since I was 7. That means I was in the second grade. I have came through middle school, puberty, high school. I didn't go to college. I've had a gazillion jobs. I bought a house, and he been there that whole time. Why? You think that we just keep sending back the same, same. Nobody thought, well, gee, he's been there a long time. Maybe it's time for somebody new. They just keep sending. And it's not just him. There's, 'cause he's like the most egregious. I'm like, 7, really? I'm 52 now. That means he's been there, what, 45 years? 45 years? Dude, what have you done? You got Jim Clyburn, Nancy Pelosi finally retired. Oh, she finally retired. She finally got the memo. Maxine Waters is almost 90. She's running again. Um, I forget her name from DC. She was gonna run, but thank goodness. Well, I'm not gonna say thank goodness she has a disease and can't run, but that's Christ, I don't do it. But because she has mentioned she's not running. But I think if she hadn't, she probably would have still ran, unfortunately. Why? Why do we keep as voters sending these people back and then complain about them? I can't wrap my head around it.
okay. There's a lot that goes into it. So I'm break it down the best way I know how. First is name recognition. You know, it doesn't matter what party you start with, how you started, whatever. Once your name recognition is out there and you've gotten on the ballot, you've got secure name recognition. Second is um, redistricting in safe districts. Okay. So let's say you had a safe district that was a Democrat district and then it got, realigned to a Republican district. Your name may not carry over because party lines. However, if your district has remained at that same place that is safe, I'm gonna talk about Jim Clyburn because where he's
He's
at,
our favorite.
I hate that guy. I hate Jim
I
Clyburn.
was being sarcastic.
I, when my first husband died and I got that letter in the mail saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry your husband died," I threw that mess away so fast. I said, "You don't care. You know him. Shut up." But it was him being in that district. It's just like it's a safe Democrat district. There's majority black people in that district, so of course you got that name recognition. Any Democrat that tries to come up against you, name recognition, they don't know that person. And if the green, if the I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say green. If the Democrat Party is endorsing Jim Clyburn, then they're going to go with him. And no Republican is ever going to get there because they don't have the majority of the votes there. And that's really what happens everywhere else. And as to why, because they don't have faith that they can change the system. Even though they've seen that the system isn't working for them, they are like, well, if we don't vote for him, then the Republicans are going to get in and we're not going to do anything. Even in the primaries, they're still scared. And he barely gets primary, but they are still scared to just let go and get the actual representative that they need because one vote. And literally, we've seen it during this primary season. One vote, 200 votes can be the difference in that person being on the ballot and them not being on the ballot.
And that's what trips me out because my congressman sucks. What did you vote for? The same one you're complaining about? Haven't you? It's like I asked my cousin this, and he kept saying, um, well, the Democrats, not my cousin, but somebody who I consider very close to me is always like, well, the Republicans, they'll stab you, they're trying to kill you, but the Democrats just want to stab you and injure you. but they're both doing something like I'm paraphrasing because I can't remember the exact quote. But I'm like, but they're both doing harm, right? Whether you kill me or stab me, yeah, I may survive the stabbing, but you're both still harming me. Why can't I go for a Green Party candidate or a Libertarian candidate or a socialist candidate or a PSL or whatever? We just get stuck. And I think, well, Jim Clyburn, he basically worked with the Republican South Carolina to draw that district like that so he could win it. I'm gonna just call a spade a spade. He literally said, "Okay, draw it like this." But I'm like, I wish people would ask, like, what has he done for you? Like, what has he done for you? Are you holding him accountable? And this is my message to all the vote blue, no matter who people that's already starting to irk my nerves. Y'all need to start asking, what have they done for you and hold them accountable. If you're going to be silly enough, and I said silly, I ain't taking it back. If you're going to just vote for Democrats and you not changing your mind, at least hold them accountable, at least at bare minimum. Ask, you said you was going to do this, and this, you ain't did nothing. I can't even get my congressman to hold a town hall. I held one on Zoom that you told us about 2 weeks after it happened. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Wow. Well, I will say ageism does play a factor in there because, we're like, you're too old to have the job, things like that. There are people that are 100 plus with all they marbles and everything. But for a politician, I see it as you are bought and paid for by corporations and all these different places. You got your NASCAR jacket on showing all the patches. You've promised these people something, and you're not retiring because you still have to give these people something, because you definitely could endorse another candidate whom your name would then take weight for that candidate and push them to be able to go where they need to go.
I'm not Clyburn. He's the progressive killer.
No, no. Well, if
He,
Clyburn decided that he was going to retire, and he
which
said,
he won't, but okay, continue.
and, and then he said, "Well, I'm going to endorse GI Joe." Well, that district will vote for GI Joe. That's it, because Jim Clyburn said so. And there's nobody else that they want. They just want to make sure that they have somebody in office that's going to do what they want them to do, even though that's not really happening. Because they're under that blue umbrella does not mean you're going to get what you want. But that is what they're banking on, because it's fear mongering, basically. If you don't vote for this blue, you're going to get red. Or if you don't vote for red, you're going to get blue. Now, Republicans, their voter base is a little bit more steady than the Dems voter base. That much I will give them, because goodness gracious, when they get upset, you saw how they got that Tea Party in there and they shook things up. And they will do that. But the Democrats, their voter base is contingent upon, number one, Black women. That's their number one voter base. And then you have everybody else. They all lumped in there together.
and this is what frustrates me about the voter base, because I'm not running for office. I'm never gonna run. Look, I'm not gonna say I'm never going to run, but at this moment, it's just my mouth is too big, and I'm gonna say something that's gonna irk somebody's nerves. I already know it, and I'm not gonna apologize. What we're getting is what we deserve, right? And I'll explain what I mean. We know, and I'm gonna use the president's office. You know that there's other people besides Harris and Trump that are running for president. You could simply, if you're dissatisfied with both of those, you can go vote for somebody else. You don't have to vote for him. But what do? You believe here is, oh, well, Trump's going to go to war. Well, no, you're going to go to war. And then you'll believe Trump when he says, well, she got there because she was trying to be black, or whatever it is he says, or people eat cats, or whatever he's spouting off. You get so scared. You're letting some made up fear scare you into making choices that you don't want to make. And all you've got to do is switch your mind and just vote for somebody's third party. That's all you really have. That's all it takes. And trust me, it's really easy. Like when I made up my mind, I was like, you know what, Democrat, I'm done with you. I'm done. I will not. It wasn't hard for me to do. I just said, you know what? I'm gonna vote for because Howie Hawkins is the last. Well, Howie Hawkins I voted for, and then I voted for, of course, Cornel West. I voted for those two. One because they weren't bought, right? They took no corporate money. They had a good socialist platform that I can agree with. I didn't vote for Harris or there was nothing in my mind that said I'm gonna just go out here and vote for Kamala. She black just like I'm black. What? What?
Been there,
For
done that.
real? For real? For real, y'all. You literally are telling me vote for her because she's black. Really? Like nothing else.
Well, that's okay. So that's what happened with Obama. Obama got in there purely off the skin color that he wears every single day, and the fact that he had a black wife with black children. We know that Obama got in there because of that, because he was shit. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I love you. I had to. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He was poop. I love you. Obama was horrible. Okay, and we voted him in there.
You better not say that you are colored. Obama is the messiah for black.
That's what I said. So that's what I'm talking about. Obama got in there, and Obama, you know, he couldn't do no wrong in his eyes. They made it seem like the worst that man did was wear a tan suit, and it's just like so him, dropping bombs on citizens and stuff.
Rescuing Wall Street.
Yeah, that
Banks are too big to fail. Oh, I remember that one. I still remember it. I'm like, let them fail. It's capitalism. Oh well. Oh well.
we didn't get what he was campaigning on, codifying Roe v. Wade. We didn't get education. We didn't even get the health care that he promised. Okay, and he had 2 years to try to get us that, but he didn't do it. So here comes Kamala, and everybody's thinking, black woman, we got to do this because black women are the voter base for the Democrats, and we know we can do this. As soon as she's set up, she's getting thousands of millions of dollars and stuff like that. I know there was cat from Kamala. There was this. I'm like, what did that lady say to y'all? Black faces in high places. Black faces in high places will not get you what you think you're going to get. And I could not feel better about agreeing to that statement, because Kamala was, she wasn't even Biden 2.0. She was George W. Bush 2.0. That's how bad she was. That's how bad she was. Like, and I'm not even going to talk about the fact that she is married to a Zionist. And I'm not saying that just because he's Jewish. I'm saying that because of who he is.
And he said he's a Zionist. Like, the dude said, I'm a Zionist. I support Israel. That's a Zionist.
So if you're married to a Zionist, come on.
I'm going to call out Theus on something he said, because Theus, I'm going to jump on your case about this one. Theus says, why would you insult your own people? If you don't like Obama, cool. But you sound like Trumpers the way you inferior to his or Kamala's color. No. I want to answer this. They've used, well, first of all, it's rare that Obama would ever say, I think I've heard him say he's black one time. Like the one guy was like, he said he what? He would do something I can't stand. He would code switch. When he was talking to a primary black audience, it was all, yeah, and what you gonna do, and da 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 da. And then we talked to a white audience. Well, we have to be. I can't stand code switch. It irks my nerves. Kamala did the same. It's that code switching. It's like you gotta be this. Just be you. It it's a Black people are not a monolith. We don't have to support. We're not supporting Obama because of his color. Okay, his mother was white, his father's Kenyan. Okay, we're talking what he did, like his policies, like bailing out Wall Street, walking back Roe v. Wade, and then blaming Lieberman, like he was ever going to do. Um, Not embracing the public option, which isn't Medicare for all, but okay, it's better than the Affordable Care Act. So I don't know where you're saying that I sound like a Trumpster. Trump criticizes race. I criticize what you did. And I just wanted to say that, and then you can go.
Okay. So why insult your own people? Did I insult my own people by saying black people cannot be in office? Black people cannot be any good at being in office. Black people should stop taking office. Black people should never do anything politically good or sound. I did not say those things because I don't believe that to be true. What I said was their policies sucked. The things that they talked about sucked. The way that we went about things sucked. So when we talk about the reality of it, those things are true. Facts are Obama did do those things. Those are facts. You cannot say, oh, because he's black, he didn't do those things because we like him. No, he did those things despite being black. And the only time he really, really talked about being black, and he really didn't even say much about it, was when Trayvon Martin died. And he said that could have been my son. That's it. That's as close as he got. But he didn't say.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why they used to think we're flashing black people. You set up a straw man, stick to what you actually said. Okay.
Oh, I
No.
finish what I'm saying. Hold on, because I'm gonna finish what I'm saying.
Yeah, because you ain't finished, but I'm like, no, I'm reading this. I'm like, no.
It's okay. So
Don't be cussing either.
I'm trying not to. That was my one red flag. Okay. So if you don't like Obama, cool. I don't know Obama personally. Okay. I don't know that man. I just know that he was president of the United States and he did a horrible job. So that's the only thing I have to go off of. If I met him somewhere, I would probably still not want to talk to him because he did a horrible job. And I just don't like horrible people. But I don't know that man personally. I don't know him the way Michelle knows him. But, you know, they have done some things that I just don't particularly like. So I'm not going to stick up for them because of his color. That's not what I'm going to do. Because, again, black faces in high places. I'm not going to stick up for him for that. And a lot of the times, black people stick with black people doing things like Jim Clyburn because of a Messiah complex. And that Messiah complex says, okay, we got to keep our people in office every chance we get because of this, that, and the third. Because
you know qualifications, bump
right.
all that. Forget, bomb all the guys and children. Yeah, just get them. Well, they black, so you know,
right.
Just them over there.
And saying that I sound like a Trumpist, well, the Trump people don't like Obama, but I also don't like Trump. So they're not going to say the things that I say. And I don't have to, but I do say Trump is a racist. And Trump does not have all his faculties because he hasn't had it since probably he's been born. This is not old age, dementia, and all of that stuff. This man is just off his rocker. Okay. And he's a celebrity. That's what he's used to. But you know that. I know that. Do I have to waste time here to say that when I could talk about the real thing, which is third parties being visible? That's what I want to get to. So it does not go into the whole color conversation. I am not disparaging them because of their color. I'm not asking them to be more because of their color. What I'm giving is an example of politicians who we are seeing because the first one that we had as President Obama, we are now saying black faces in high places. We are now learning those things. And we are now taking a step back to say we just can't vote for our people because they're not doing for us. There was no black agenda under Obama. Kamala didn't have a black agenda either. Where is your black agenda that is going to say we want to do things for us? And you're going to say, oh, why don't you ask that of the white people? Well, why didn't you ask me? Exactly. I asked. I asked.
You know, if you don't have a black agenda, Tracy ain't voting for it. You can forget my vote. You can just if you don't have a black agenda, bye. I'm not gonna vote for you. We do, and I think that I'm glad you brought it to third party politics because that's what I think third parties need to do a better job of. Is if you talk to a regular black person, they're gonna be like, "Yeah, this government is terrible." We need to connect that and say, "Hey, we not them. This is what we gonna do. That's gonna help you. We're gonna save reparations and get the $1 million that you want per black person that was affected by slavery." I think you said 1 million. I forget the amount you said, but I'm just gonna say you said 1 million because that's what I remember. We're gonna get you housing that you can actually afford, if not free housing, because I think housing is a right, not a privilege. We're gonna get universal health care. These things are going to help you. Those are all a part of the black agenda. If you got a vice president that literally says, well, I'm not just black, I'm just not vice president for black. We know that. We know that you're the vice president of white people and Mexican people and Asian people. We know that. What we're asking is to define what you're going to do. You do it for other groups. You literally define your agenda for other groups. When it comes to Black people, nope, can't do it. It's like, and then Black people keep voting these people in. And I'm like, what you doing? You're voting against your own best interests. You
Mm-hmm.
literally, you know what? It don't matter what I believe. He a Democrat. I'm a Democrat. I'm gonna just vote because I don't want the Republican. You don't have to vote Republican. You could literally vote. The Green Party is running how many candidates?
Oh, right now, girl, I don't even know, about 100 plus.
Yeah, the Green Party is running more than 300 candidates. I know it's got to be more than 300.
It probably is at
You
this
could
point.
just, the Libertarians are running like 1,000 candidates. You have options. All we're asking you to do is to look at those options. Stop this with me. Well, we might get the Republicans. No, we're going to keep getting them because the Democrats are the Republicans.
There
They
you go.
literally are the same part. I'm like, yeah, what is y'all doing? What is that?
Mm-hmm.
It's like you have options. Exercise them.
There you go. And people don't want to exercise those options, and again, because it's fear. And I'm a Black person, so I'm gonna talk about Black folk things. I don't know what anybody else talks about, but I'm gonna talk about Black folk things, and I'm gonna talk about it because our community needs to know that person is doing you no good. Why do you keep voting for them? Ask yourself, what is he doing for you that is any good? So when the original comment was said, 40 plus years in office, what are you doing? I talked about something personal to me, my hometown, where Jim Clyburn is wreaking havoc and now starting to put data centers and not saying a word. When they were asked about reparations, this man said, eat your watermelon and fried chicken and be quiet.
Oh, he cussed that man clean out.
So,
Cleaned out.
and exactly. So when I say these things, I'm not saying it arbitrarily. Those are personal links. And do I need to talk about any of the other people in office around me? I hate the guy that's in my district right now. I hate him as well. That dumpster fire man, he's a Zionist. He got his own jacket and everything. But there's somebody running against him in the Green Party. So I can say with confidence, I have somebody to vote for regardless of anything. They're in my district. Anthony
And who's
Aguilar.
running against Tim in the Green Party?
Oh no, I'm talking. I don't live there anymore. That's where I used to live. That's Marion County, South Carolina. I live in Lee County, North Carolina, District 13. Anthony
Ah,
Aguilar, the Gaza whistleblower. He's the one running in my district. So booyah, I'm happy about it. And I'm a campaign manager for Michael Douglas. He's got the same skin color as mine.
now Theus wants to know. Um, he's saying what? Because you're with a third party. I went independent. I'm telling y'all why. Tracy, this person right here, pointing to her, doesn't feel like I belong to any party. I want to be a free agent
Mm-hmm.
because I value policy over party. There is nothing wrong with volunteering with anybody's party. It's just not for me. It's not for me at this moment. Now that could change. But Theus wants to know, what does a third party offer? So, I mean, he said you're a third party, you're outside red and blue, so sell what you offer. We, us, Dems, and MAGA are trash. Well, no, we didn't say that. What do you offer and how? So he wants to know what.
Well, I can understand that. And a lot of people come up to me and they ask me questions about the Green Party. And a lot of the times I go straight to the Green Party website and I show them a chart. I can send you the link in here so you can pull up that chart and that way you can show
Yep.
them what I'm talking about. So give me just a second, I'll get that link. But a lot of times this is where the start of my conversation is, because if people want to know the differences, I'll show you and then we can have a conversation, because that's what matters the most. Okay. I like to go there first. So I just sent Tracy that link. She could pull that information up. And I talk about what we have to
Oh,
offer.
right there. I'm like, I'm like, girl, where that at?
And once they look at that chart,
Also,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
Once they look at that chart, it's just like, okay, well, I'm here, I'm there, and then I start talking about the four pillars. I have that conversation to them about why I left, and then what attracted me to the Green Party, which was those four pillars and 10 key values. So, looking right here, you have the real difference. All right. So you can see Greens, Libertarians, Democrats, Republicans in a Venn diagram. You can see where each person differs and where they are the same. Um, I've been through the website. As a spokesperson, should you be prepared to go off on what you offer like you do for who you don't like? So I do, but I always show my work. And that's the thing that people don't do. So anytime that somebody asks me about something, I'm going to show you where. You may have been through the website, but that doesn't mean other viewers have. So I want to make sure that I'm talking to everybody, not just one person. And I understand what you're saying. I can do all this off the top of my head, no problem. I have that information. But at the same time, some people want to see it. And so while I understand what you're saying, again, I'm going to show the information because it's not just information, it's also education. And this is where I start every single time. Because again, if you don't fit into this green circle over here and you don't like these green things over here, then sometimes we don't have anything to talk about. You know, that's just the end of. If you're not anti-war, if you're not, pro-choice, if you're talking all this other stuff, okay, have a nice day because my time is valuable. I didn't say it had a price to it, but it is valuable. So, this is why I show the chart to let people know there's a place for you.
And
You don't
yeah,
have to
and
be in those two
yeah,
other parts.
sorry to interrupt, but the thing I do like about this chart is you show both the Democrats and the Republicans being pro-war.
Hmm.
I've been trying to argue, I'm like, yeah, they both pro-war. They're not against this bombing in Iran. They're saying they are, but look how complete. I'm gonna shut up and keep it going. But yeah, I really, this chart makes a lot of sense. Let me stop sharing it.
And I do want to
But
say I'm not a spokesperson for the Green Party U.S. I'm a spokesperson for the North Carolina Green Party. So that I do more North Carolina stuff, but I'm also the co-chair of the Black Caucus of the North Carolina Green Party. So I get down a lot of things, and I could talk to you about all the different things, but that's not the topic of the conversation. We were talking about some other stuff. So I was talking about what was presented to me. So I appreciate your comments and I appreciate the things that you have done as far as looking through the website. But again, like Consciously says, education is elevation, and that's what I'm going to do for everybody.
um, now here is the thing, and we got to move through these topics because I really want to get to this game. I think you're gonna probably choke me and never ever want to come back because I'll make you pick some. You're gonna be like, oh, and another topic I want to talk about, and we'll do this one next before we get to the Iran war. We're gonna talk about why I want Kamala to run again. And that sounds very strange for me to say that because I've never seen a campaign raise a billion. Usually, the person that raises the most money wins.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, that's the way it works. How you wasted $1 billion? Like if the Green Party had not even 10%, like 5%, if you had 5% of what she was able to raise, the Green Party would have been on every state ballot, ran some candidates at the lower level. I'm like, yeah, where y'all get this money from? But anyway, here is, and I know Thiz, get ready because you're gonna be like, I can't believe you saying this. I want her to run again so I can vote against her again because there's no way, absolutely no, yeah, because point of reference, when I knew Trump was going to win the election a year out. I like, yeah, Trump's going to win. I mean, that's just, I wanted Dr. What I did. I had a whole podcast called "Congratulations to the 47th President of the United States, Dr. Cornel West." That's who I wanted. But I'm like, okay, Trump's probably going to win. I knew she wasn't going to win. I knew it. When your party never has had primary Do they know what the word primary means? I don't think they know. And then they just brought it back, and I love this one. They passed a resolution that says they're going to continue to take APAC money. That's one of the reasons, they don't listen to y'all. Y'all telling them, hey, don't take this APAC money, which I agree with that. Don't take it. It's a terrible thing. APAC is terrible, but you should also include big pharma, big tech, and all these large corporations. Okay, you said specifically, don't take APAC money. You know what they said? Bump all, yeah, we're going to keep on taking.
Mm-hmm.
They don't listen to you. They are not listening to you. I'm 100% sure if you brought this concern to the Green Party, somebody gonna listen to you. Somebody gonna say, "Hey, we should put this in our platform." Somebody's gonna say, "Hey, yeah, let's do this." They're not gonna just say, "Oh well, we got to get that money." Um, but wait a minute. I agree. She didn't raise that money, but it went to her campaign. She didn't. You were absolutely right. She did not raise that money. Um,
That's name recognition. That's what that is.
they ain't
And
reckoning. I
got
mean,
that.
and what's this? I'm about to defend Kamala. Yeah, I've been defending people all weekend. When Joe Biden pretended to drop out, who else was you gonna give it to but the vice president? It didn't make sense for let's have another primary because you only have like what, a month? You can't have a primary in a month. Primaries take months plural to you. 1 month is all he had. So to me, she had to get the nomination. This is just my opinion. Everybody can disagree with me all they want. But I'm like, it had to go through. She's vice president. It just made sense. But yeah, when she lost, oh, I laughed. I laughed. I was like, yeah, ha ha. And then I was like, oh, dang, Trump won. And then I kind of got depressing. But my first reaction, oh, I laughed. Oh, I laughed. I laughed. Now, it's not the Christ like thing to do. I'll admit that. It's not. But that's that. I'm just telling you what I did. Yeah, run again. Please run again so I can go to the polls and say, you know what? I'm tired of this. Nope. Could. I want her to win I want her to debate because she's a terrible debater. Because Tulsi Gabbard ate her behind up. She was terrible. She's a terrible debater. She didn't even win her home state in the primaries and had to drop out in 2020. Girl. But I want her to run the table. I want her to run the table, go through the fake primaries that they gonna hold so that I can't criticize because they gonna hold some fake primaries. Win the primaries, win them, destroy everybody, so that when you get that nomination again, oh, I already know what I'm gonna do. Yep, I keep mine petty. Blah blah blah. Say whatever you want to about me, because I don't care.
So I'm just gonna put this out there like this. What had happened
Okay,
was
hold on before you start.
okay.
See, you do have a point. The real villain was Joe Biden because he said at his own line sex abuser. Yeah, I said it. I said what I said. Mouth that he wasn't going to run for a second term. You are absolutely right. Joe Biden is absolutely.
Okay. Well, so yes, I'm about to get to that. Actually, I was going to answer that, and I didn't even see his comment, but thank you for putting your comment there. I didn't blame Kamala at all, to be honest with you. I felt like she actually got the short end of the stick in this situation because he did her dirty. He did the American people dirty. And I don't know if I want to put the blame squarely on him or the head of the DNC, but I know that the rock is all the way up there at the top. And I say that because we already know about the super delegates, right? The
Yep.
super delegates can outdo everybody because we learned that from Bernie. What they didn't want to do is cause another Bernie situation because they knew the people would riot. So, without causing another Bernie situation, how can you give this situation over to anybody? Okay. And just like you said, who else you going to give it to but the vice president?
It just makes sense.
That's what happened. And so I'm not necessarily going to put that crown on her head. You stole it this primary. What I'm going to say is they did her dirty. I will give her that because they
Yeah,
did.
I can see that.
Because they put that on her. And like I said, their biggest voter block is who? Black women. So they put that on her. Regardless of what she did before and all those other things, they really did put that on her. And in the black community, people look at you different when you do different things. So not only do you have this Zionist husband, you have no children of your own. Black people can really petty at sometimes. Black
Oh,
people
we do.
can be petty. They petty
That's
and
another reason I can't run for office. I'm not married and I don't have children.
you don't have to be married and have children to run for office. But and
But
when we talk about
run for
marriage,
them when you do.
some people do not like interracial marriages. We're gonna talk about it, like I said. Some people don't like interracial marriages. Some people didn't want Justice Ketanji Brown to be on the Supreme Court because she's in an interracial marriage. Those are the things that we actually run against our own community. And so when we run up against those things in our own community, we fight each other a lot. Trust and believe. So you had a lot of people switching, saying, I'm not vote for her. Either I'm gonna stay home or I'm gonna vote for Trump because she was a police in California and I can't vote for the popo and all this other stuff. They gave her the worst end of the stick ever imaginable. If she would have run her own campaign against him, I don't know if she would have won or not. It was probably clear she wasn't gonna win from her last primary run. But give that lady a chance to do her worst. That's all I can say. They did not do that for her. And if she runs again, you know what? I'm not going to be happy or sad that she's on the ballot. I'm just going to hope. I am going to hope that she don't put the same people on her team. That's all I can do.
She kept Biden's team. That was the first mistake.
And she said
And
she
then when she got the easiest question on The View, where they asked her the softball question, what you gonna do different from Biden? And your answer is, I can't think. Girl, you could have picked anything. You could have said, hey, I'm gonna advocate for, she wouldn't say this, universal health care. Boom, that's your answer. Biden didn't do it. You got to make a distinction. But we got to move to our next topic is this unjust. Both parties want to see this war, and they really starting to tick me off. Where are we not at war? Iran, Venezuela, Sudan, Ukraine. The list goes on and on. Where is it that we're not fighting? And now I hear rumors that the draft may come back in December.
oh, girl, let me tell you about all the false flags that I have been peeping game on. All right. One of the first flags I noticed is how Mossad agents move to start things in other places so they can put out, okay, we need to go to war there. Now, when you look at the greater Israel map, you'll notice that Turkey is in that map. But Turkey has been out of this the whole time. Turkey has been great. Turkey has been good. What happened the other week? There was a shooting or a bombing or something like that at the Israeli embassy. Who even knew that Turkey had an Israeli embassy? I didn't, because I don't even care about them. However, that was your false flag right there. And now they're talking about invading Turkey. That's what Israel's doing. How many wars are they doing? Iran, Yemen. Shout out to my cousins in Yemen because I called them my cousins. They stand 10 toes down. All right. So you got Yemen, Lebanon. They already had people take over Syria. And now they're about to go after Turkey. And a week
And don't
after I
forget,
said that false flag was there, that's when I got that message stated they were about to go after Turkey.
and don't forget, Netanyahu said he wants to liberate parts of Africa.
Netanyahu is dead in Yahoo, and I hope he stays that way. Okay, them AI images are not fooling me. I hope that man is burning in hell and dressed cold. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, that guy is something else. I don't like him. But
And I want all the Bible stuff. Let me say this before. I want all you Christian Zionists, although that's the biggest oxymoron. I'm like, how you gonna say you Christian and a Zionist? Please explain that to me. Where's the point of Africa anywhere? Like point, well, the Bible says he gave Israel to Abraham. Okay, it's in there. I'm not gonna argue with it because I ain't a scholar. But where was Africa? Like he just adding places that he wants? Like he just gets to do what he wants to do? Y'all didn't even what? Oh my gosh. And trust me, I'm like,
I want to
y'all
let
didn't
you
even
know something. Here's your history right here. You know there are Sudanese people that are in Israel that are Jewish, right?
yes.
Okay, so you have people who believe in the ethnic state of being Jewish, and then the religion of Judaism. most Zionists believe in the more ethnic state, even though most of them aren't. And then you have your, Jews for Peace. I think that's the name of it. I'm not sure, but they are the people who believe in Judaism, and they say that we're not gonna have no land. Those are polar opposites. But what did they do to those Sudanese women that came into Israel? They gave them shots. They took their uteruses. They did all these things to make sure that they could not continue that bloodline. Well, what do you think they're looking for in Africa? One, resources. One, resources. One, resources. Where does most of the world look for resources? Why is Africa not developed to the way that it could be right now? Why is Africa not the Wakanda of the world? Resources. Okay.
Yep.
When I talked about to some of my colleagues about why, if you're talking about reparations for Iran, Palestine, and Lebanon, you also need to be talking about Yemen, Congo, Sudan, because all of those are interconnected. Okay. Because as soon as they started bombing Iran, money from the UAE started drying up to the RSF in Sudan, and those people started getting liberated. So you can't tell me there's not a direct correlation right there. You can't. And then when the US decided they were going to sign that deal to try to do a ceasefire in the DRC, what did they do? They chose mineral resources over human lives. Because we know that they sued Apple and Google and some other place, I don't know, because they were having children mining in the Congo for those resources. And we said, well, that's not our labor laws. That's their companies. We can't do anything about that. Sorry, hands up. You can't shoot me. So yeah, that is why they're going over there. They want all of the ethnic Jewish people, and if they are of our skin color, they want them not to be able to reproduce. Okay, and then they want the resources. And I was about to say, please highlight that comment because, whew, that was this. Mm, 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 mm. That's a
And
word.
that's what I do because I'm like, because again, I said this last night on Thea's show. I'm gonna say it again. International issues, I'm just like, okay, I don't know. Domestic issues, I can talk around, I can talk about food deserts and universal health. I mean, I know, I feel like I know what I'm talking about. International, I'm just like, well, I think it's wrong. My spin isn't wide. So my simple thinking says, what did Iran do to us?
Not at all.
Like, one thing that I will give Obama credit for, and I'm about to give Obama credit, he did garner an agreement with Iran not to produce nuclear weapons. He literally did. That's one of the few things I'm like, yes, sir, you got that right. That was exactly the right thing. Now, why we can have nuclear weapons and nobody else can have nuclear weapons, that's a whole discussion for a whole nother day. But that's one of the few things he did right. But because Obama lives in Trump's head, he was like, oh no, we're gonna just
Rent
no,
free. Rent free. He
rent
let it
free. He's
in
in his head. He's
free.
like, oh, Obama did it. That's how we get universal health care. We'll tell Trump, oh, Obama was against it. He said you never do it. Boom, we got it. See, we got it.
People
But
have said that before. People have said let's innuate, Trump with all these letters and ask of the opposite of what we want, and say the worst people that he hated wanted it or didn't want it, and then he'll do it for us. People
yeah,
are like,
black people
I
said
have
for
heard
me
black
health care.
people say that we would be better off trying to get reparations from Trump than we would from a Democratic president. Boom.
I actually agree with that statement. Although Trump is not going to sign a reparation, it's not going to happen.
You're trying to get rid
But
of
I
black
do think
citizenship. Yeah.
the chances are kind of better because let's have a study. Look here, I don't need a study. I don't need no more. I don't want to hear no more studies. Stop with this. We need a check. A check. Stop. But anyway, I'm thinking Iran didn't do, there was already an agreement. Iran wasn't bombing us. Does Iran have problems? Yes. But I guarantee the United States has more.
Yeah, when that guy got up there and said they spend more on bombs and weapons than they do on healthcare and education, I'm sitting here so like, sir, are you self-prophesizing, because we don't got healthcare like Israel does. It's universal over there, and you know that there's many people
Mandatory.
are
We
starving.
paying for their health care and their free college.
Hmm.
Where's this
Yes.
guy?
Yes. So everything that he's actually saying is actually right at this point in time. And this is what people don't seem to understand. When Iran fought back and Khomeini became the Ayatollah, things changed. I watched a whole movie about it, read some things about it, and I was like, hmm. Now, see, yeah, it is about the oil sometimes. If you look at whoever he's hitting, it is about the oil sometimes. And Haiti didn't even get pushed back like that until they asked for reparations from France. And then people was like, wait a minute, hold up, you want money? Bye. And so what we have to realize is Iran didn't really do anything to us, but they have been in this current situation. Okay, in this current situation. However, just like Bush went against somebody because somebody said something about his daddy, this is what you're dealing with. You are dealing with things that have a longer lifespan, and why some people still believe that we should have these older Congress members because they know more about what's going on. Well, I'm telling you this, if your congressperson can't read and write and get into step about what's going on with America and how these laws are coming about and all these other things, well, they need to take a class or something, because somebody's going to have to come after them regardless. So even if they sit in office for 100 years, somebody will still take their place. Give them the playbook and get out. So again, going back to Iran, they did nothing. And guess what? Now they're going to get it back all in blood. And now we're going to see what it's really like to try to take somebody down that we don't know how to fight against. So Iran is doing
And
this.
that's what it's like they didn't have common sense. Iran, I don't want to say they ain't nothing to be played with, but that's the common sense thing to tell us. I'm like, they're fighting back.
I'm
This
not,
is not,
they're not fighting back. They're not fighting back. They're getting their lit back. Okay. It's not, they're not even
yeah,
fighting.
that's it. Yeah,
They
you're right.
play,
You're getting a
they playing right now. They're just like, who has time to troll the world with Lego videos when they losing? Come on now. Come on now.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with you. They are getting. I'm like, do y'all know y'all fight? But of course they know who they're fighting. They
Mm-hmm.
want this war, and then to bring the draft back.
Mm. Well, so that was what they said was they're gonna. It's not just okay. We're gonna burn the draft back. They are trying to make it so that there's automatic registration, and they're trying to think about if women should be included in the draft. And I say, if y'all decide to draft the sons of America into the military automatically, then you should automatically register every person turning 18 to vote.
Here's my question: is Barron gonna go?
You know,
We know
he
the answer is no, but
well,
you gonna bring he fall right in that age. I mean, I don't mean to be petty. I don't mean to sound like I'm hoping. I don't, old man, young man grows up to be a great young man, but they never send their own children. This is my point. They never send their own children. It's let's send the poor blacks, let's send the poor Hispanics, let's send the poor whites. Send them. Their lives mean nothing.
mm-hmm. Well,
Are
see,
you kidding?
no, well, see that the thing about that is you asked about Barron, and I'm gonna say this very sarcastically. Barron is not gonna go because he inherited the reason that his daddy didn't go, and that's whatever. I think it was like bone spurs or something like that. So Barron ain't gonna go. We know that because it has not been for a while that our leaders actually went to war. When I say leaders, I mean our political leaders. Like you're not gonna see George Washington style, and I hate that man too, but you're not gonna see George Washington style leadership going off to fight war. And I'm gonna answer that question. If you click on that comment in the comment section for context, I will also add to that and say that there were studies done that found that the rice that we exported to Haiti was actually making them sick. And they have started to build dams and things like that so that they can start farming their own rice again, because they made a deal with us and they were getting cheaper rice. And now they have known that that rice has been messing their stomach up for years. And I have followed that project. I have donated to that project because when a country that has been colonized is getting their independence back by any means necessary, go for it, my people. I can't tell you how to get it done because, hey, we got people over here setting fire to warehouses of tissue paper because They didn't pay them enough. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, like I said, I just went to church, so I don't want to lose my religion, but I'm not condoning it, but I understand. I understand.
I think Luigi done put us all in a video game at this point in time, and people are like, "Oh yeah, I'm about to get my lick back. You got me on that round, but guess what? I'm coming back." And then I think that city council member that voted for data centers in their area got their door boo 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 boo, boo about 13
You're
times.
talking about what happened in Indianapolis. That's
Mm-hmm,
my neck of the woods. I was like,
mm-hmm.
she's not from Indiana. She ain't gonna know. Yep, he. I do not condone nobody shooting up the because the man has a small child. Don't be hurting his baby. Don't do that. That's a
That
thing.
man has a small child, but the thing about it is, so do the other residents of that area. They
Yes,
have small
yes.
children, and that data center is going to affect those small children until they are grown, just like that Flint water is affecting them people to this day. So don't talk to me about that grown man having a child when he voted against what those people wanted. When you get into public office, you have to do what the constituents want because they're the ones that put you in there. When you go with the corporations, you're going to get with the corporations, just like that United Healthcare CEO got. So Luigi, we playing the game with you. I don't know. This is what y'all wanted, right?
Yeah, me and you probably gonna have to fight on this because I don't think it should get to. He's up for election in 2027 because that's his term. That's when you take out your lick and vote him out of office. That's what I would say.
Look, it don't matter when you get me. I'm gonna get you when I want to. I'm gonna get my lick back when I get my lick back, and it's probably when you least expect it. And if them data centers are trying to go in right now, I don't care about your election in 2027. I'm gonna make sure you don't see it. Okay, it's going down.
But this channel per YouTube, so they don't take me down. We do not condone violence. But
And this is
again,
all
I
for educational purposes.
understand. Yes, we are making a search. Yes, for educational, we just frustrate. And the thing about Ron Gibson, that's his name, he came out eventually, he was against the data centers at first.
Hmm.
It's like, oh, they're harmful. And it's like, okay, we got his vote. And then I'm like, what?
And that's why you say Democrats and Republicans, oh, they're different. They're different. But at the end of the day, them corporations make them the same. I don't know if the man was Democrat or Republican. I really don't care. But the results are still the same. They vote for these places, and half the time they don't even live there. So his son won't go have to deal with none of the stuff that those residents who probably
Actually, he does live in the district that the data center is going to be in.
get out now, does he? He has an opportunity that he doesn't have to live near that data center. He has an
Oh, yeah,
opportunity.
he can move because he got money. Yeah.
Exactly. But his residents don't. His constituents don't. And that's the problem. Whatever you are going to put on someone else, if you would not yourself sit in their shoes, then however they revolt against it, you ask for that.
Yeah, he did get his, and he's got 24-hour security. But I'm just like, leave the baby alone. Don't threaten the baby.
They
Not the
threatened,
baby.
he threatened that other people baby lives. Come on now. That little girl that was the Flint, Michigan little miss, she grew up to be a woman in that time frame and still didn't have clean water. I don't care what these politicians say. Y'all are doing some egregious stuff. And it's about time that some people realize I've been voting team red, I've been voting team blue, and it is not working out for me. Now, if you don't want them to continue on this path of destruction, maybe give them another option for a party instead of suing people off the ballot. But if you want to continue that way, everybody.
It is for democracy. I tell you, one of the biggest miscarriages of justice, and we definitely gonna move. But and it goes back to my point about these wars. Both parties want this war.
Yeah.
They want it, and that's what people have to understand. Is wait a minute, my light done went out. Both parties want this invasion of Iran.
Oh yeah.
They may come out publicly. Oh well, they should have went through Congress. Where was these mouths at when Obama did his bombings or when Joe Biden did his? They was real quiet. It was
Mhm.
real quiet. It's when their party does it, we don't see nothing.
Theater. It's
What?
public theater.
Yes. And that I'm like, both parties want this. They want people to die. They want children to starve. They want it. The people don't, but they do. And I'll say this before we move to my last topic. When I started agreeing with Marjorie Taylor Greene, child, you know how bad that is. I'm like, she making sense.
It was Marjorie
Child,
Taylor Greene and evil Gabrielle Union, Candace Owens. Boy, when I tell you, when I said, I'm with you when you're right, I'm with you when you're right. And so I just want to put this out there because I know we said a lot of stuff a little bit earlier. Green Party has a pillar of non-violence. I can't help how you get your lick back because we ain't gonna sit up there and get punched and not say nothing. I'm just saying. Iran has a right to defend themselves. Okay, Israel started it, and they ain't got a right to defend nothing.
yep.
Non-violent.
So before we move on to this game, the leaders of both parties are APAC, absolutely. Um, I want to explain how this game works. I'm going to give you the worst choices possible. I'm already going to tell you, I'm giving you the worst choices possible.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to pick one. You can't say, I don't want either one never. Nope, you got to pick one.
Mm-hmm.
You
I
have
got
to
it.
pick one.
It's about to be the
That
easiest.
is the game.
It's about to be mad at me.
So
It's
the
about to be
first
easy.
one, oh, wait a minute. Let me get my light. Hold on a second here.
Now, if y'all didn't know, that shirt says "legalize it now" in reference to our 420 friends, because there was a research done at in North Carolina that said we are missing out on $3 billion of the 420 industry. So legalize it now, please. Thank you.
Yeah. So your first choice, I'm going to give you a Green Party choice. Jill Stein or Butch Ware.
Bushwear.
Okay.
I told you it's gonna
We
be
did
easy.
not talk about Eric Swalwell. He's got sexual and I'm gonna get back to the game, but real quick, you don't have to comment on this. Eric Swalwell, drop out, bruh. You got
Please.
5 women now that are accusing you of sexual assault. They knew he was accused of this, but now back to the game. Okay, so you pick Butch Ware or Howie Hawkins.
Bushwear.
Butch Ware or Katie Porter.
Bushwear.
Katie Porter or Gavin Newsom.
Katie Porter.
Katie Porter or Kamala Harris.
Kamala.
Kamala Harris or Joe Biden.
That's a tough one. Kamala.
Kamala Harris or Barack Obama.
Kamala.
I thought you was gonna pick Obama. Okay.
No, see,
Kamala
go ahead.
Kamala Harris or Hillary Clinton.
Kamala.
Did you say Kamala or
I think
Hillary? Are you trying to pick?
no. I said Kamala.
You said Kamala, okay.
Sure did.
Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Oh, I thought you was gonna go Hillary on that one. Okay. Donald Trump or Ronald Reagan.
Mm. Uh-huh. Donald.
I didn't hear your answer.
Donald Trump. God, I can't believe you're making me say these things.
I know. I said this game was gonna be unfair.
Okay.
Ronald Reagan or George W. Bush.
Mm. Bush.
George W. Bush or Donald Trump.
Trump.
J.D. Vance or Mike Pence.
Hmm. Mike Pence.
Mike Pence or Dan Quayle.
Mm. Pence.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. He had some
Jim
cojones at the end.
Jim Clyburn or Maxine Waters.
Whoever else you saying, if you say anybody and Jim Clyburn, I'm picking the devil. Okay, whoever else, it could be Jim Clyburn and all the devils in hell, and I'm still picking the devils of hell. Okay, just know that. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you pick Maxine Waters.
Yep.
Maxine Waters or Jasmine Crockett.
Jasmine.
Jasmine Crockett or Senator or Congressman Underwood. I forget what her first name is.
I'll give it to Jasmine again.
Jasmine Crockett or Summer Lee.
Mm. And some. Give it back to Jasmine. Volleyball. Jasmine. Jasmine.
Jasmine Crockett or AOC.
Jasmine.
You picking Jasmine Crockett way more than I would have, but okay, let's just keep going. Jasmine Crockett or Chuck Schumer.
Jasmine. Well, I just wanted to say AOC has touched me personally because she stole from the Green Party and said she didn't think they existed, and she knew she was lying. So AOC ain't nothing to me.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, because I forgot she did do that. Okay, Chuck Schumer or Raphael Warnock.
Anybody besides Chuck Schumer, you could have said a pet dog. I don't know.
Okay, so you come Raphael Warnock or Cory Booker.
And Warnock. Yep, I said it.
Raphael Warnock or John Fetterman.
Warnock.
Raphael Warnock or Bernie Sanders.
Hmm. I'll take the devil in sheep's clothing, Bernie Sanders, for 100.
Bernie Sanders or Al Gore.
I like Al. I'll go with Al Gore.
Al Gore or Michael Dukakis.
Hmm. I still like Al. Go with Al.
Al Gore or Joe Biden.
Al. Shoot.
Joe Biden or Donald Trump.
I think that's the hardest one of all.
Yeah, I know. That's why I saved it for last.
um, I,
You gotta pick one.
oh my god, I can't. Oh my, it's the hardest one. Okay. Oh, I can't. I can't. Like literally, it's make my brain hurt.
Just go ahead and pick them. I know you're gonna pick, but go ahead, just say it.
I can't. My tongue is starting to hurt. Um, let me think.
Spell his name.
Now I got bad taste in my mouth. I can't say it. They gonna take this as a snip and put it on Kalia said.
Nope, you can say, well, Tracy said she had to pick.
I don't want to do this. Okay. Oh God, no, cause no. Okay. Biden.
And you know why I picked Trump? Because Trump tells the truth about who he is. Trump literally will say to black people, he calls them my African Americans like you own us, bruh, bye. In
I,
that sense, I pick Trump every day, all day, because I know who he is. Biden, I have no clue. I'm like, who are you?
a liar, and so that's why I chose him, because I know everything that comes out his mouth is a definite lie. So I'm gonna think the opposite. I'm gonna pray the opposite of what you pray, because I know you're praying against me. So that's why I chose Biden, because I know you already. Okay, bro. I've seen
Well,
you
thank
already.
you for playing. If you say anybody say, well, Khalid said, just play him this snap. Be like, no, Tracy said you had to pick one between the other.
I will, because Lord, I feel bad now. I need to take a shower in my brain.
Well, just blame it on me.
I'm going to
So
pray or
this
something.
is I did not talk about Eric Swalwell. I will definitely talk about him next week. How you go from leading to the campaign to now everybody wants you to drop out, bruh. But just call it a day. Call it a day. And
Well, that's
let Butch Weir
drop
be
out
the
before.
governor of California. They
Mm-hmm.
should all just drop out and endorse Butch. That's really what they should do. But um Yeah, when Hakeem, the APAC dream, says you should drop out, bruh, bruh, give it up. Okay, so I wanted to talk lastly about the way these shows are gonna work in the next couple of weeks. So I got an interview with a libertarian candidate, Joseph Layman, on the 16th. That following week, don't come in here talking about why did they interview nobody. That is the draft. That is the NFL draft. That will be what I'm talking about. Don't come in here to you didn't interview a candidate. Shut up. It's the NFL draft. I'm going to have a special on the NFL draft. And then the Sunday show is going to be me reviewing what happened on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So that whole week is football week. Don't come to me. I don't want to come back because I love football. Okay. It's the only sport I love. I don't like basketball, baseball, soccer, tennis. Race car driving isn't a sport, but I guess they count it as one. Rugby, swimming, fencing. No, no, no. The NFL is the only thing I watch. So yeah, we're gonna talk about the NFL whole week. And then the month of May, we move to 8 o'clock p.m. And on that third Thursday, let me get the link up. I need people to register for this because I believe this is gonna be a very important discussion. The after party should should third parties get behind one candidate. And this is only at the presidential. We're not talking local. We're not talking Senate, Congress, none of the locals. Only talking about the president. Should we get behind one candidate or do we've been doing? That will be the discussion. I think this is gonna be a really interesting because I got some interesting thoughts about this one, but I'm not gonna talk about them now because I want you to sign up for the after party. But that'll be right after the 8 o'clock show. So it'll probably be around 8:50, 8:55, and we'll try to be no longer than 45 minutes each time. But that's what I want to say. So guys, thank you so much. I'm sorry I did not do a show yesterday. I was running errands, but yes, next Saturday I will talk about how in the world did I miss racism in cartoons. Somehow I just missed it. I missed it. It just went right past me.
First one
And
I thought
now
was
I'm
Tom and Jerry.
what?
The first one I thought of was Tom and Jerry.
That's gonna be the one I talk about. Cause I'm like, how did it's just like I missed the whole thing. It just went right on my head. So I'm going to talk about that in terms of some political things. So I will pick that up this Saturday. I absolutely promise. So remember, everybody watching this, remember to subscribe to this channel. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. As usual, if you are a third party candidate and you're running for office, I need guests for the month of May. I have literally nobody scheduled. I have 0 people scheduled. So yes, May, hit me up on this page. You can comment and I'll get in contact with you. But like this page, no, subscribe to this page, like this page, comment, subscribe and share. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. And one more time, subscribe because we're really trying to get to that 500 so that I can say, I achieved 500 subscribers. Thank you all for watching. I had a great time, Kalia. Thank you for coming and talk about your show really briefly.
On Sundays at 6 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube, I do a show called Green Party Tea, where I talk about all things Green Party and dispel any misinformation that might be put out there.
And I'm going back to actually watch that show because I was setting up for this show while her show was on. So I got a show to go back and watch. Thank you all for coming. Have a great, great evening. 150 days until the NFL starts. I'm starting to get real antsy. I can't take no more. I can't take no more.
It's
I
okay.
can't.
You're going to make it.
I'm going to make it, but I'm like, Lord, let it be August. Just let it, when we wake up and let it be August. Because then I watch all them bad preseason games. Please, Lord, please. He's like, girl, it's going to get here when it get here.
It really is. Mm-hmm. And my husband making me pay $25 extra on my cable bill just because he wanted to watch all the NFL games. All of them.
I'm with him when he right. You tell him he got somebody to support him. I know what he talking about. I pay extra money just to watch NFL Network. I'm like, well, you really can't afford that. Yep, I will donate blood. That's how deep I am in this thing. I'm deep in this thing. I'm in this game to win this game.
Okay, I'm sorry. Mm,
Tell him he right, and he want to get. That's
mm,
right. T-
mm. I'm not telling him.
Tracy, right? One, I stand 100% behind him.
Okay, I'll tell him tomorrow.
One
I
hundred.
tell him today.
She don't know what she talking about, husband. You tell her how it's gonna be. You tell her this the way it's gonna be, and you run everything else. Let me run this.
Well,
There's
he
one
paid the
thing.
bills, so I can't say nothing. As you say, he got it. Pay them bills, sir. Thank you.
Oh, we paying them, girl. Bye, girl. Now, if he was asking you to pay for him, I might be like, now, sir, you could pay for that. But since he paying him,
I'm
oh
allergic
well,
to bills.
I support him 100%.
Mm-hmm.
As
Me.
one of the 40% of women that love NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I support him and I stand by him. But keep in mind this, everybody. Remember, subscribe, subscribe. Thank you all for watching.
You know
Have
what
a
I'm talking
great
about? Fly, Eagles, fly.
girl. Bye. And she don't really know that San Francisco 49ers are my favorite team. So we not gonna yeah, because we beat the Eagles and then got beat by the Seahawks. But we're not gonna talk about that because that was just a little hiccup, but we gonna be all right this year.
Okay. Okay. Whatever. I'll be on your shows for your football games or whatever.
Mm. But remember that the 23rd, don't come here, read the politician. Ain't gonna be then. It's gonna be me sitting here figuring out how Dallas is gonna screw up their pick. and and then the 49ers, we don't pick till the second round. So we got a long way to go for it. But we're gonna have some fun. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Go back, like this show, comment, subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Thank you all so much. Thank you for Kalia for coming on. Have a fantastic evening, everybody. Bye bye.